want to know what to buy, the Indian Scout Bobber and the Indian Scout 60. Let me tell you. Well, Indian Scout Bobber, of course. So there are a few differences between the two. This one has a cowl up front. It kind of blocks the wind a little bit, but it is a 60, which means it is 9 cubic inches smaller than the regular Scout and Scout Bobber. And you do notice the difference when you're riding. There's a slight less bit of kick, a little bit less torque, but it's geared to only have 5 gears instead of the 6 on the Bobber or the regular Scouts. That way you still feel like you have a really good power band, which it still does. One of the things I didn't notice about the Scout 60s was it's a little more comfortable. They have a different seat, and the seats kind of hold you a little bit better. You don't slip back as much as a lot of people complain about on the regular Scouts and the Scout Bobbers. And the handlebars on this one especially are swept back a little bit more. That way it's more of a comfortable riding position. Other than that, everything's basically exactly the same, and really just don't be fooled by thinking just because it has, 9 more cubic inches on the regular Scout and Scout Bobbers than just the Scout 60s. They still have a lot of power. There's just a slight difference in torque and just roll-on power, but since it is still geared differently, it's not too bad compared to having the 6-speed in the regular Scout and Scout Bobbers. Some things that are different that I could also include are the ignition covers are slightly different. The engine's a little bit more blacked out on the Scout 60, especially on top of the heads. It's not polished, it's actually a matte black instead of the polish that's on top of the regular Scout and the Scout Bobbers. The newer 60s have the newer Indian headlight, whereas the ones on the regular Scouts and Scout Bobbers, you have to upgrade to get them to LED, which I have already done. Other than that, they ride very similar. Like I said, since the way the riding position is a little bit different on the Scout 60, it's a little bit more relaxed, a little more comfortable, maybe a little bit more plush, maybe, but other than that, it's really the same. Ergonomics are a little bit different, slightly less power because of the 9 cubic deduction, but the style and everything else still remains the same between the Scouts and the Scout 60s. It's really just the engine size that differs. And on the Bobber, it's a lot different because the Bobber is a little bit lower. It has lower foot pegs. The rear fender's been chopped a little bit. So more a little bit aggressive styling, I guess is what you would call. Other than that, they're very similar and really fun to ride. I would still rather ride that one because it has more power. Thanks for watching.